What is happening, everybody? John Denson here. A slightly intimidated John Denson here. You crazy people on Patreon, you amazing people on Patreon have had Lupe Fiasco win again. It's become a kind of impromptu Lupe season. Tetsuo Youth has won this week's poll. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, by the way, check the link in the description. Not only can you watch this reaction completely uncut, all the music uncut, but also 4 extra album reactions every single month on Patreon. Bunch of other extra content on there, the entire support structure for the channel, and there's a video in the description to explain why as well. It's been an impromptu Lupe season, and I know this one's supposed to be the most intense one of the lot. I also know that it's kind of supposed to be backwards, and I don't know, listen, I don't know, but I acknowledge that I acknowledge it. I'm going forwards for this first listen. Obviously I have heard Mural before. If you're a Rock Reacts fan, I'm excited and fascinated to go back in and try and decode a little bit more to the best of my ability. Guys, subscribe if you're new around here. Mate, let's fucking do this, man. I'm just getting ready because I know what's coming. Listen, if you're watching this and going, why is this guy know this track? Mural. I did it back on my old channel, Rock Reacts. It was kind of mind-blowing at the time. This will be going in for a second attempt. I haven't heard the rest. Shit. I'm scared.
Raw chemicals, vitamins and minerals, and Vicodin within the tubes wrapped around the arm. The seeded vein like a chicken on the bond.
I mean, I don't want to make this a 4,000 hour reaction, but I know how mental this song is, right? But this is my second attempt. Raw chemicals, vitamins and minerals, Vicodin with inner tubes wrapped around the arm, okay? We're all chemicals, vitamins and minerals, of course. Vicodin with inner tubes. So, I mean, you're talking about Vicodin being composed of those things as well. Inner tubes being something that you wrap around the arm if you're going to shoot up Vicodin or a different opiate. Obviously, you shoot that into the vein. But to see the vein like a chicken on the barn, like a weather vein, that's three lines, and the wordplay is already ridiculous. And there's substance to it, dude. Why? What? Not why. What?
Just to fall asleep, listen in the back. The ribbon in the sky is the ribbon that I drop.
The ribbon in the sky is the ribbon that I drop. So the ribbon in the sky, I thought maybe that meant a rainbow, but more like a sunset, also like a Stevie Wonder song. And the ribbon that I drop, it could be the rhythm that I drop. So he's painting something beautiful, indeed. A mural.
It's berry living and cherry picking every lemon from your berry system, then proceed with the pack feeding. Incense smoke made vortices and other curls, casting calls for porn films and ad space for rubber girls.
Also rhymes, everything. I'm not going to sit down. Like, I'm going to enjoy the track. I'm going to let the track wash over me to a point. I'll stop it to a point. Listen, I could stop it every 2 seconds and try and break down the bars. By the way, with the help of Genius, I'm not trying to pretend that I'm doing this all on my own. With the help, not clicking on everything, with the help. But I also want some of this song to, I mean, the wordplay and the flow and the rhymes, man. I want this to wash over me. And yes, I have heard this one before, but I haven't heard the rest of the record.
It smells like shotguns and deer piss. They on a hunt, kinda salty that I'm going hard. First part of a party that I throw in.
That whole salty scheme.
1 minute you playing pool, next minute you throwing darts. But that's how you do with a party that you throwing bars.
Ooh,
I run the gamut like I'm throwing cards.
This is a party in bars, and 1 minute you're playing pool, next minute you're throwing darts, because that's what you do when you're partying in a bar. Come on!
The word playing that the man states means I could still be the man if the dam breaks in demand.
It's disgusting how unbelievably ingenious this is. It's incomputable that this exists to me, not especially, but just as somebody who has written for 15 years, magazines, websites, not like this, but the written word has been my career up until the last 2 years. And will still be again. Hey, maybe I'll script some stuff. You never know. I might try and write some bars. But the problem is I listen to this and I'm like, no point even trying. But like I said, I don't understand how anybody who works in the field of writing, whether you're a journalist, blogger, whatever, doesn't just fucking love lyrical hip hop. But people don't. Whatever. People don't understand. People don't know this exists.
And not hate for horses and horses like you almost voiceless. You gotta treat your vocal cords like it's a fortress and treat every single one of your words like reinforcements. Especially when you're recording. And the sun dies when the beat stops. Then it unties, then it relocks, then it relapses, then it detox, then he back like.
And then it's bringing it back to the fucking shooting up of the drugs, which is that. I'm sure someone could write a book on this fucking song.
Then forge poetry like a young honorary Morrissey. Then spit it to the golden lock thoughts who like they porridge all watery. Not scorching nor sorbety from the
fucking hell, I mean, that's... Spit it to the golden locks thoughts who like their porridge or watery. Obviously quite a you know, reference to like porn girls in the valley, basically. But also, obviously, the Goldilocks reference. And he's not scorching because not scorching or sorbet for don't.
Sorcery coming down gorgeously.
Coming down.
Campaign, walk of shame, lobby car. My rap position was black condition and activism, ammunition for abolition missions, attacking systems, but they not after listen, less is dropping no Activision.
The rap position was black condition and activism, ammunition for abolition, missions, attacking systems, but they out. I can't even fucking read it back. But they're not apt to listen unless it's dropping on Activision. So they're not going to listen to any of this shit unless you're fucking playing Call of Duty. Or we apps or we bodies filled with apparitions, operating applications stuck inside an Apple prison, chicken hacking download updates that lack religion. Bringing the chicken thing back? I don't even know if I've got to that bit in the song.
Applications stuck inside an Apple prison, chicken hacking download updates that lack religion.
Download updates.
Boiling others royal saintings. I sit back and watch the world through eye holes in my oil paintings. Ain't nothing to it but
I sit back and watch the world through eye holes in my oil painting. I'm not even clicking on these shit. These are my interpretations of what a lot of this is meaning to me. So he's sit back and watching the world through eye holes in my oil paintings, like he's hiding, like he's in a Scooby-Doo. But also, this is his oil painting, so he's seeing the world. This is how he's painting the picture of his world and how he's seeing it through these paintings that he's creating. This mural that he's creating right here.
I prefer my pictures in word form. Bury the hatchet like how a bird born. As I paint cold pictures like Kool-Aid facing
Bury the hatch, it like how a bird born.
Having conversations with flavorful combinations, slave to my concentration. So that's OJ, the juice man meets OJ with 2 hands.
Concentration, OJ, but bringing it back, concentration. He was talking about Jewish. Dude, what?
Accounts of lies.
My brain just exploded. I'll try my best for the rest of this track. How is this the first track though? What the fuck am I supposed to do for the rest of this reaction, dude? Well, my brain's already exploded though.
It's electronic combat, Konami signed contract, Chinese char killing cucarachas on contact. Chicago, spread gun aficionado. Be hitting Keno in the face with all my throwing knives. Sub-Zero guiding, hiding, riding in the pack as well.
I mean, there's a bunch of Mortal Kombat references in there. Sub-Zero guiding, hiding, riding in the pack as well. Sound Village, Leaf Village, Wolf Spirit. And then it's Dodging Rain, who's another Mortal Kombat character. This probably means 19 other things as well. I don't know. I don't know.
Fish ship, sea shepherd, peppered with extra sails. Rewrite history, liberty needs a better bail. Maybe real still till he realizes realness. Defeat Samsara, achieves nirvana and brilliance. Yeah.
Fucking Christ. Don't get mad at me for missing bars. What the fuck was I supposed to do? Unbelievable. People call that the greatest song in hip-hop history, and I can't disagree with it. Not that it's a song that I'd put on all the time when I'm in the car. There's different songs with different moods, different reasons. But, I mean, how could you disagree with... You can't disagree with that, I don't think. You can have a different favourite. You can argue for something else, but I don't think you could necessarily disagree with that unless your criteria is different. Like, you would rather a song with a hook, you would rather a song that was simpler, you would rather a song with a beat, I don't know, whatever. But in terms of the pure spirit and the artistry of lyricism, plus rhyme scheme, syntax, inner rhyme, all that shit, I mean, it's an obvious 10. It's one of the greatest things I've ever... It's like... It is just an unbelievable work of art. And I barely scratched the surface of it, man. I'm going to spend time with that track. Not now. So we've got a whole... hour plus still to listen to. My goodness, right? I mean, there's a 9-minute song later, another 8-minute song. Wish me luck. Okay. Beat is awesome.
Grace takes another nigga to turn mean. My return means like Blockbuster with a tip.
This beat's amazing. Lupe's use of guitars in his beats. Well, the producers. Hey, Lupe's name's on the ticket. So Lupe's use of guitars in his beats. It doesn't make the songs sound like rock songs because that's not what a rock song means. It's not about the instruments. It's about structure. But at the same time, it gives everything. It definitely gives it a bluesy element, though. A return, he's like Blockbuster with a tape. Yeah.
Me and Words, we made a deal that I'm gon' keep them real. And they show me their secrets, I can even cop a feel.
It took me about 40 minutes to even process what I heard. Now, me and Words, we made a deal. I'm going to keep them real and they show me their secrets. I can even cop a feel, which is, and you got Copperfield's David Copperfield, magician, secrets, Victoria's Secret, but also just the raw concept of that. Like, he is that much of a relationship with words that he can use them in completely different ways.
You ain't not enough to calm it down. For you know you watch your car with your briefcase walking around. And them dollars from the budget that went to S1 production. And Sebastian on the hook not being dug by Michael Douglas. Yeah. So don't start that walk through Echo Park.
Yeah, I thought that was a reference to Falling Down. Fucking love that movie. Classic. Great track. I'm still kind of mind blown, in all reality, by the craziness that was Mural. But yeah, beat on that one, the hook was incredible, the lyrics were fantastic, references, stuff I'll get on future listens. I ain't gonna get all this first listen. You guys are telling me you're supposed to listen to it backwards for starters, but I'm gonna listen to it forwards, because a lot of you on Twitter told me, no, first time listen to it forwards. Listen, I will do what I can, but I'm also not going to beat myself up, and I'm also not going to stop it every 2 seconds to try and decipher it on the first listen, because that's not how music is supposed to be listened to. Alright.
You look just like how I'ma be. Sacred geometry. On time, go straight.
That kind of bluegrass opening threw me off a little bit, and I was just doing a tiny bit of reading around it about the dots and lines being part of this like Freemason language, and that's references the cover, and it's like, okay, there's too much already.
These coaches back if we die in business. My lord is my chemist. Sacred geometry.
So the meaning of this song's kind of going over my head a little bit, but like I say, I don't just want to sit down and try and decipher every single song for ages, because that's not how an album is supposed to be listened to. In terms of how the beat sounds and the flow sounds like this, I'm not loving it so far. I'm not really enjoying the kind of harmonica in this one, but we'll keep going.
Dynamic in a high standard, so each degree has a part to price. See, big worlds have little worlds that feed on their velocity, and little worlds have lesser worlds, and so on to viscosity.
Man, I know how much depth. The big worlds have little worlds that feed on their velocity, and little worlds have lesser worlds, so on to viscosity. I mean, is this in reference to galaxies and space? I mean, this is not this is not a Little Pump or Little Pimp, is it?
If your reflection's a mask, then you're reflective of mass. To see yourself, just look at me and split your reflection in half.
Whoa.
Just like how
Whoa. You are not listening to Little Pump right now. If your reflection is a mask, then I'll say it in a different accent so it rhymes. If your reflection is a mask, then you're reflective of mass. To see yourself, just look at me, then split your reflection in half. I mean, in my accent that doesn't work because there's like 3 different ways of saying it, but fucking hell. Like I said, there's depth to this that it's too much on first listen. There's too much on Mural, but that wasn't technically my first listen. This is my first listen. Too much to figure it all out. I just know crazy depth, crazy wordplay. To make gold from garbage is not the alchemical point of this math, but truth be told, it's the pursuit of gold that turns the goal of men into trash. You go back through it and you're like, okay, that's clever, what is it? And then you realise, well, oh my god, that's what you're saying. The beats got more interesting as well, kind of got a little bit Daft Punky there with a kind of electro disco, and then some strange little sort of creeping, almost shrill synths in the background as well. Kind of hard. Bluegrass, a little bit Last of Us, which is crazy because you got the 4 seasons going throughout the record as well. I'll just keep going because the next track's fucking 8.5 minutes again, and my brain is on the floor. Woo.
Collect call from an inmate at Correctional Center.
Laid plan, make a mess made. Damnation, let's play hands, spades. That's without a boycott and a sit out. Afro black pick in with a fist out. From the welcome, sick eyes from the nose pressure. Release slip, zip ties on the protesters. The 6 wives in the fry of a mole. Less the medic caviar. Old sweaters, old boots. That's a whole suit for some cold weather.
The beat is mad. The lyrics, again, insane. Best laid plan, make a mess made. Damnation, let's play hands, sans spades. I'm assuming that means so we're playing hands with we're playing cards with society, right? But like he's using spades as a double entendre because of the racist pejorative slur. Spades meaning black people. That's without a boycott and a sit out Afro black. That's without a boycott and a sit out Afro black. Pick in with a fist out from the welcome home to the kick out. I mean,
As I am, visitor, prisoner, getting slim from the protest, no food. Force fed them like Kobe with a nose tube. Vision seconds on the yogi with the gold shoes. They ain't looking at the game, they just looking at the stars. What they putting on my books.
there is a God-given gift when you can create something with so much meaning and depth and yet make it sound like an absolute banger like this. That's a through line through Tetsuo Youth, through The Cool, through Food and Liquor. Like, no doubt. There are plenty of songs that you just listen to and go, oh, there, beat the flow, it sounds good. And then you listen to it and you just try, it's almost like a puzzle to try and figure out with like 4 or 5 different meanings to everything, substance to everything. It's fucking mad.
Like a kite, take flight, like a letter on a string, like propellers on the wing. But the kite with the key. They made electric chairs for us dying day. Last meals, no appeals for them to try and stay. And death row like Suge in a late pot.
Kite and the key, isn't that like how electricity was supposedly discovered? Flying a kite and electric chairs. Ah, man. Death row like Sugar in the Late Pike. Maybe. Oh,
Maybe you can dig a tunnel by the A
block. This is incredible. Incredible.
Ain't no more soul on the shelves. You prisoner too.
Fuck off.
You living here too. You just like us. Till your shit get through.
The complexity of this now breaking down from the, not necessarily on the side of a prison guard, but, well, basically, yeah, and kind of understanding what fucks those people up, but not justifying it. And the rest of this track is about the prison industrial complex. And then there are elements, there were so many elements in the beat, of course, which are actual sound effects of a fucking prison. We are talking about another, it's got to be another 10, man. This is another 10 out of 10 track on this record. Fucking hell.
I throw away the keys, I throw away the keys, I throw away the keys. Better watch these niggas. On God.
Madness. It's an absolute madness. I'm only 6 tracks in and I've been recording for nearly an hour.
Of the mother, can't push a mover undercover. With a $3,000 son, she just wanna love her and somebody else to come and try and drug her.
Bass is amazing. I assume that's Terrace Martin on the bass there. It's sounding amazing. This is another one of those songs, potentially about hip hop, potentially about like a woman having to be forcibly smuggle drugs, having them sort of sewn into her. I didn't guess that myself. I did read that. Depth, man. Depth. It's incomprehensible how this was even constructed and written to me.
Dreams of foreplay, 14 arms, she va, viva la cool. The tip of that sword is white. Am I a knight? Am I black? Am I light? Have I been this? Realize my begin when I find where my end is. Oedipus Rex, motherfucker, this better than sex. Material potion, the love of my
Oedipus Rex, motherfucker, this better than sex. Obviously, Oedipal complex. Oedipal trajectory being about like wanting to fuck your own mother and kill your own father, which is something from psychology. It's also something from film noir. I'm only one person. There's only so much information I can consume in one go. Oh, there's Terrace Martin. The depth of that song, again, crazy. Was it as immediately mind-blowing as some of the others? No. Was it immediately as enjoyable from a musical point of view as some of the others? No. But listen, this isn't music really that is suitable for this format. Yet there will always be a first reaction to any time you listen to music, which is why we do this. But I'm also like, I talk about this. You're not going to get everything on the first listen from an album like this. So I will do my abject best and I will explain to you how I feel about each song after they finish. But I'm still kind of not for 6, to use an English colloquialism, by Mural and then Prisoner 1 and 2 as well. Long way to go still, man. This is an epic.
structure and form, gracefully being born on the palette of dark grays, concaves and spirals, kaleidoscopes into an eyeful. It ripples then it tied.
The hell that we raise to the heavens, do
Listen, let me know in the comments whether it's on Patreon or whether it's, of course, on YouTube. Are there any good, like, dissection videos, dissection podcasts? Has Dissection done a podcast on Tetsuo Youth? Are there any video essays, any written essays about this record? Because I need to go and do the proper research for all of this. I mean, the amount of information that's going on, but the amount of, like, puzzles being set, the complexity, the sort of ciphers, and I don't mean, like, rap ciphers, I mean, like, fucking encoded ciphers that are going on here. They're a bit too much for me on first listen. It's just the truth.
Made it flat and rather lifeless. Well, there's a place that has a stunning turban and more mercifully murdered Pisces. But barbaric are still the prices. How is your memory? Is it returning like a lemon tree to bear bitter fruit of what you meant to me? Or is it slipping?
How is your memory? Is it returning like a lemon tree to bear bitter fruit of what you meant to me? Jesus.
Sitting like two oil derricks, separated by a sea of cooling num-nums, reminiscent of our everyday plan.
I would love to say I know exactly what he's talking about in this song, but I don't. This one has gone over my head, and I will freely admit to that on camera to thousands, because that's the fucking reality of it. I really like the sax on this one. I want to read an essay. It's as simple as that. It's not simple. Brain exploded.
It's for the love. But off in the future, and what it's finna be, all your memories can become enemies. So let's intercede.
It's got kind of Miami vibe, isn't it, to the beat on this one? Sounds like something that you'd hear Rick Ross rapping over, or, you know, has that kind of Phil Collins energy in those synths as well. Talking about relationship with a car crash on this one, from what I understand, you can't just have one meaning, can you, Lupe? Gotta have two. Gotta have at least two.
My time, and then that wasting turned to hate, and then that hating got to racing.
Amazing use of instrumentation in this album, from the saxophone and Terrace Martin to the various guitars to the crazy sort of instruments and sort of real samples from Prisoner 1 and 2. You have to give a shout out to all of the production involved. It is painterly in terms of its production, a lot of this stuff. It's not that immediate. I mean, this is more immediate than some of them, but texture is a word I use a lot. Perhaps too much, probably too much, but everything about this one, this whole record, is texture.
But niggas start getting sick, niggas start getting ill, niggas get cold feet, niggas start getting chills, niggas start staying home, cause niggas start getting bills, building up an immunity, niggas stop getting hurt, niggas rely on faith, hoping niggas get healed, this hopeless nigga get real.
Did he just fast forward in time to now and then rewind time? I mean, what's he talking about, herd immunity? Felt 5 years ago. Fuck.
So before we hit a wall, heartbreak, and it crashes, just walk away.
Crazy track once again. Simpler, one of the simpler tracks on the record. Only two meanings, probably more, to be fair, but two fairly obvious meanings. Anyway, I love the instrumentation on that one. And now we're into Winter, and then the next song's 9.5 minutes, man. What are you doing to me, guys? I'm blaming all of you in Patreon. I'm blaming Lupe. I love it. I love it. But fucking hell. Crazy sound like F1 cars. I get the feeling like I'm going to read or read an essay or watch a video essay or something about this record, and it's going to be like that time where I finished Bloodborne, video game reference time again. I finished Bloodborne and then I watched a Vati video about Bloodborne, and this time I'd never even finished Dark Souls, right? And it broke my brain about how much was going on in that game, about all the story and stuff. I hadn't followed any of it. I didn't pick up on a single thing. I just thought it was an amazing game with an amazing atmosphere and some crazy shit going on. And then there's this like hour-long video explaining it all, and how the fucking like the Lovecraftian stuff and all these characters, and if you do that, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I think that's what's gonna happen here.
You know you gotta see that remedy this one, Lupe.
Flaming y'all with my food stamps. Car consigned by my mama. Medical card from Obama. Background check for a chopper.
Got a 7 tray, my mama, y'all. Sitting on D's, I'm about this feed. Just know it's free. You were born smoking weed, silver spoon in your mouth. So dope.
Very different style in this one. Obviously a ton of features, a posse cut. I gotta be honest, I don't think I've heard of any of the people on here, so it's gonna be interesting. My instant reaction a minute 30 in is like, I don't know if I've got 9.5 minutes in me to listen to this, especially when it's not Lupe rapping. Nothing on any of these guys, but who's as good as Lupe? Nobody. We'll keep it going.
That was trying to say so. Some people listen. You could be predisposed to be preconditioned. Or speak what the preacher been preaching. Be the person to put some process in your progress. So
tell them they got it wrong. I beat the case and not sipping. I'm well acquainted with him, but I'm trying to make it to heaven. But they don't want me to make it. That's why these niggas be.
Listen, I'm not loving this. The beat is way too repetitive and it's way too long. But individually, different artists have done well. Trey the Truth here, never heard of him before. Killing this verse. Sounds a bit like Freddie Gibbs, not as good.
Blah, 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 blah. AR-15 with collapsible style. Picatinny real with a 3-point harness with a 150 round magazine and a die.
I was basically completely tuned out. Lupe starts rapping and you go, hold on, this guy, oh, it's Lupe. Yeah, that's why it sounds better. It's amazing and so much that this album is. I very, very, very much doubt I'll listen to that track again unless I've missed something. Felt very out of place, personally. The beat was way too repetitive. It would have been repetitive over a 2-minute track, to be honest, let alone a 9.5 minute track, which is, I mean, there's not many tracks that need to be that long, especially not that one. So that's a bit of a shame, actually. I really didn't enjoy that. The other really long tracks on this album are unbelievably good. But yeah, we're into the final stretch now of this fucking epic record.
So no. Cause prostitutes sucking dick in the hallway. Little Caesars never sending pizza out y'all way. Papa John's never get delivered where y'all stay. Pussy man don't come here no more. Too much dope.
He's uncredited, but it's Ty Dolla $ign on the hook, right? Yeah, a much simpler track to understand than some of them. Talking about, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you of course you wouldn't go and fucking deliver pizza to a house like that, but also explaining the situations around it all, double entendres throughout. Enjoyable track so far.
No Giordano out the shoulder. Homemade bullshit, they bring it to him like a turtle. Throwing dough up in the air, bottom to the top and shredder full of cheese, smarter than a purple ninja turtle. Nigga, pizza man don't come here no more. So sad, cause the pizza man don't fuck with us no more. No. Blah.
It's a very powerful song, but it's so silly. Ty Dolla $ign singing it out, but yeah, I mean, with good reason, but it still sounded silly. Listen, my mind's a little bit split open. That Chopper song sort of finished it off, to be honest. So I'm going to take a breather because realistically, you need a little minute when you listen to something like this. It won't be any difference for you guys. I'm just telling you what's going on.
Immaculate mother, the Holy Soul. Church ain't work, still wanna kill niggas. Try to go to work, but work ain't work for the fields. And it's how what they meal still, mama.
Crazy production.
Well, you ain't got.
Feeling Kanye-esque in the production on this one. Crazy.
Mama said my son never been no trouble. Mama said my son.
Yeah, amazing vibe and production on that track, and I just kind of lost myself in it, to be honest, rather than trying to break it all down. I think it was a little bit more kind of obvious. It was talking about you know, the way that mothers kind of treated in society, the sort of hardships and all that sort of stuff. Doubtless there's more going on there, doubtless, but yeah, the vibe of it just it sent me to a certain place.
So smart, you're like a contemporary museum of art that farts, that's harsh. Pockets that dark, you ain't gotta holler. Keep it metal, get solid. Lead the leaders, that's how you follow. The nail rapidly flicker till they disappear. Blinging gradually quickens till they isn't here. And that's just to be back in. Reincarnated exact twin, exact 10, exact 12.
Is this all like video game references? Oh, there's way more going on in that. But obviously, Metal Gear Solid, talking about low on energy, find a peach cobbler and gobble it. It's food in them drums and boxes. Blinking gradually quickens till he isn't here. A lot of this means the video game stuff is there, definitely. But of course, there's more stuff going on. It's called Adoration of the Magi for starters. So you've got the biblical stuff going on there straight away.
Quiet as kept like Rosicrucians, me codes and Ostras on over sofa with both controllers. Watching Gazans and Ashkenazis ride roller coasters, say yeah.
If you write an ingenious song about the state of the human condition, about religion, about the recycling and reincarnation of youth, about the fucking... I lost the plot. I actually had another point to make and it disappeared from my brain. And you drown it in video game references to this 15-year video game journalist veteran. I know I do this now and this is my career now, but don't forget where I came from. You are going to appeal to me. This is amazing. This has broken my brain. Unbelievable. Unbelievable track again. Ooh, that bass. Insane track. I got a lot out of it on first listen. There's so much more going on in there. Insane track. One more proper track to go. Mind-blowing record. And I'm supposed to listen to this thing backwards? Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
Dark matter with the sparks scattered up above. Velvet hands in the upper glove. Touch like bad double dutch. If 2 Amsterdams ain't enough. Drugs. Yeah. Every time I open my hands, thoughts moving circles in a false universal.
I'm just sitting here thinking about how this is the first track and the last track, and how it could work going in reverse. And do you know what? My brain is broken. I'm not even going to try and pretend. This is what this album has done to me. This is what this album's supposed to do to people. Even got like a kind of old school video game, almost chiptune element in the beat there, bringing the video game thing back.
Yeah, solo, shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you be among the stars. Backstroking my pool of thought, but don't mind the sharks. Too cool for school, unloose the noose and proceed to the next one.
My brain is so fucked now. They're saying Tron in the background. It sounds like someone going, John, John. Whew. Wow. Wow. What a fucking insane record that is. I mean, Jesus Christ. Food and Liquor and Nicole are crazy, but that's on a completely different level. Do I prefer it on first listen to listening to those? I don't think so. It really isn't helped by that Chopper song. I didn't like that on first listen. I doubt I like that on future listens. But there wasn't a Hurt Me Soul on there. Do you know what I mean? There was amazing songs. It was almost too difficult to decipher at times compared to those records, which were extremely challenging. But there were less immediate tracks on here. I think it's amazing. How often will I go back and listen to it? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I do need to try and listen to it backwards, but that sounds like actual work. And like I said, I need some essays, some video essays. Tell me about this record. Tell me in the comments, but also link me to stuff, please. I want to see that shit. I really do. I want to read that stuff. I want to see it. Tell me on socials as well, guys, because, you know, this is a piece of art. This is something that isn't like normal records, and because of that, chances are it's not going on in the car when I'm driving to the gym. Not like I'm going to be able to drive anywhere for the next month at least in this country. But do you know what I mean? Like, it ain't that, but at the same time, as something to be appreciated, admired, deconstructed, fucking put on a pedestal, put on a wall almost, in a gallery. Incredible. Lupe Fiasco, an unbelievable artist. Astonishing. There's not much more I can add right now, because one, so many people will have added more than I can possibly add right now based on multiple listens and research and everything like that. And two, my fucking brain's broken, man. It's broken though. So what can I say apart from thank you so much, patrons, again. Maybe next week can we just get like a 30-minute trap album just to give my poor brain a little bit of a break. But I really appreciate that. The actual unbelievable support. You guys are the reason this channel exists. There's no two ways about it. You are the entire support structure of the channel. I owe you so much, so thank you so much for everything that you do, and please keep the requests coming. The polls will be coming. We're talking about polls on election day when I'm recording this. The polls will be coming, the threads will be coming to the Patreon regularly as well. We'll get another track reaction thread up there real soon as well. Guys, if you're wondering what I'm talking about and you're seeing this on YouTube, please just click the link in the description to the Patreon. You can see what's going on there with all the extra album reactions. Plus, you can watch this and all the other album reactions from the channel, or certainly the channel over the last 6 months or so. Uncut. That's what I'm saying. This one, uncut, the full fucking thing, and it's an epic, will be on there. Guys, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you got all this way and not subscribed. Come on. Thank you very much, like I said, and I'll catch you on the next one, alright? I need to lie down. Peace.